Welcome back, everyone. On my last episode of Playing on the J-File, we looked at my sparkling win over 7-year-old Fabiano Caruana when he was rated 1500. And in today's episode, we're going to complete the holy trilogy of my 3 games against famous opponents. The first one being International Master Jay Bonin. The second one, Fabiano. And today we're going to look at my almost win over Hikaru Nakamura. That's right. In 1997, I played Hikaru. He was 10 years old, and he was rated about 1715 at the time. I was rated 1960. This game was played at the Marshall Chess Club in New York City. All right, on to the game. Okay, so I was white, started out with knight f3. At this point in my chess career, I was trying to aim for the King's Indian attack almost every game when I was white. So I don't really do that anymore. I'm more of an e4 guy these days. But back then I was playing knight f3 quite a bit to start games, and Hikaru played knight f6. Okay, so like I said, Hikaru was 10 years old, so he was quite a bit older than Fabiano. And I don't want to give the impression that I'm proud of having, beaten or drawn these little kids. I am proud, but I don't want to give that impression. So I played g3 in my second move. Hikaru plays g6. I do bishop g2, the fianchetto. Hikaru with bishop g7. I castle. He castles. He's copying me. Clearly, he's seen my style. He likes it a lot, and he's doing the same thing I'm doing. I play d4 now. Hikaru breaks the symmetry with d6. I play c4. I plays rook e8. I play knight c3. He develops his queen knight. I play e4. I've got that beautiful center. Hikaru plays e5, and I push d5. I'm sure there were other ways to go there, but that's the way I went on this in this game in 1997. He plays knight c5. He's hitting my e-pawn twice. I got to do something about that. I play rook e1. Actually, that is the third top move in this position, according to my database. The best move is knight e1, or I should say the most commonly played move is knight e1 to drop back and let that bishop cover the pawn on e4. But instead, I play rook e1. Hikaru plays a5, going for that queenside expansion. I play queen c2. He plays knight h5, doing this thematic King's Indian type stuff. I play bishop e3. He plays b6. If I take the knight on c5, he wants to take back with the b-pawn. I play a3. I'm getting ready to continue or to launch my queenside expansion. And Hikaru plays f5. So this is pretty much a commonly seen thing in chess. You'll see that one player, black, is expanding on the king side, and I'm trying to expand on the queen side. And I guess black has a little bit of perhaps a psychological edge, if nothing else, in that my king is on the king side, and there is no king on the queen side. There's no black king on the queen side for me to expand against. So Hikaru is playing against my king, and I'm playing against this stuff here, this queen side stuff. b4, continuing with my queen side expansion. Hikaru takes on e4. This is also the typical recommendation. When your opponent is playing on one side, you just want to kind of ignore it and play on your side. You want to ignore it as best you can and try to stick to your plans. What happens here? I play knight takes. This was a little bit of a mistake, not a huge one. Best move here was knight d2. And then I'm going to capture this pawn anyway. But in the way that the game continuation went, when I play knight takes on e4, he takes back on e4, I play queen takes e4, and whoa, bishop f5, and Hikaru has almost embarrassed my queen in the middle of the board. Not very nice. Okay, I've only got one square, and that's it, queen h4. Hikaru continues with e4. which was okay, but not the best. Looks like his best move was to play queen c8. And he plays queen c8, and then my queen on h4 is kind of still stuck here with not a lot of squares. I don't have a lot of access to squares with my queen. So queen c8 would have kept the pressure up better, but instead, like I said, he plays e4. I trade off the queens. I'm happy to get rid of my queen, which didn't have a lot of good squares to go to. He takes. Now, of course, he's got this double attack. His pawn on e4 is hitting my knight on f3, and he's got the long diagonal hitting my rook on a1. Got to do something about that, and I do. I play knight d4, blocking the diagonal, getting my knight out of danger. He plays rook e8. I play rook b1. I want to get my rook off that long diagonal, and he takes. I take. He pushes his pawn to e3 with yet another double attack, right? He's pushed his pawn to e3, and his bishop is hitting my rook. Got to be careful about those discovered attacks. Hikaru liked to play those in this game. I play my rook to b2. He plays pawn takes on f2. I play my king. I take his pawn on f2. He takes on b4. I exchange rooks. On e8, then I take back on b4. The interesting thing I got to say about this game is that we were, class players, but the level of the game was pretty good. There was only very slight, recommendations that varied from the game continuations. Not lines that would have made a whole lot of difference until, well, stay tuned. Let's see. Hikaru plays bishop d3, hitting my c4 pawn. I move that pawn up, and he plays a check. I bring my king to e3, hitting his bishop. He takes. I take. And he plays bishop a6. Bishop a6 was not the best move. According to the engine, best move was bishop c4. So if he plays bishop c4, a little more aggressive. He's hitting my pawn here, even though it is protected. But when he goes to bishop a6, now his bishop doesn't have a whole lot of squares. I take. Well, also he's going to lose a pawn. He was going to lose a pawn either way, but this particular continuation is kind of iffy. He brings his rook here. He checks me. I block. I didn't want to, which is unusual, but I didn't want to withdraw my king. So I felt that bringing the bishop to e4 was the best continuation. He moves his bishop to f1. And now I take. Rook takes d6, and lo and behold, I am on the brink of defeating Super Grandmaster Hikaru Nakamura just shortly before he was, in fact, a Super Grandmaster. I guess a few years or so. I don't know. I don't keep track of that. Knight g7 is the move. This is not the best move, allowing the exchange. He may have thought, that wasn't a bad exchange because I have this strong bishop on the diagonal. But this really is a winning continuation for me. So instead of that, there's something else here. Actually, I believe it's a bishop to h3, which is supposed to give the stiffest resistance. But instead we have knight g7. I snap that off because I'm following the rule. Hey, I'm up material. I'm going to keep trading. King takes g7. Engine says this is a win. Okay, and then, oh, lo and behold, the fateful move, rook e6. Big mistake. I missed one move here. So basically, I just went along too far along this line of thinking that I needed to keep trading things because I was up material. I didn't see any way that Hikaru was going to stop my pawn if he traded rooks. But I had missed a move, my best move, the move that would have sealed the win against the legendary Hikaru Nakamura just before he was legendary, King d4. Then this pawn is not going to be stopped. I am going to score. I'm going all the way. But instead, rook e6. Hikaru sees the hole in my analysis and snaps that rook off. Pawn takes rook. King f6. No problem. I can defend against king f6. I play bishop d5. The pawn is solid. I'm not going to lose that pawn. No way I can lose that pawn. Bishop h3. I'm going to lose that pawn. That pawn can't be held. This game is now a draw. The game that should have been a win, should have been a sparkling moment for me. Instead, I probably lost a ton of rating points because he was 200 points lower rated than I. So now I have nothing to do. I figure, okay, let me play e7, and at least then his king goes a little more passive. He snaps that pawn off. I come king f4. He plays h6. He does not want to allow my king an entry on that g5 square. I play king e5. He plays his pawn up to g5. I've got no way for my king to get in, right? His bishop is covering these squares. His king is covering the dark squares. There's no entrance here. Bishop c4. I'll keep, moving my pieces around a little bit. Bishop g4. Now bishop g8, and with that move, I saw the writing on the wall, and I offered a draw, sadly giving up a bunch of rating points to this kid that I don't think I was that familiar with. Certainly didn't realize that he was going to be a super GM. And that's the way this game ended. Bishop g8. I offered a draw. Hikaru took the draw. All right, thanks for watching, everyone. If you have any suggestions, feel free to put them in the chat. If you liked it, feel free to subscribe. Always a pleasure, and I'll see you next time on Playing on the J-File.